Hey guys, this is Lisa.
And this is Connor.
And today we are back with a very useful lesson for all you office workers out there. This one is about taking meeting notes.
That's right, because if you have a job, often you have to take meetings once a week and sometimes once every day.
Yeah, and we call the notes that we take at these meetings meeting minutes.
Right. This is not like minutes, seconds, hours. Minutes in this lesson means notes, writing notes.
Yes, so in today's lesson, we have two people, Sarah and Richard, and Sarah is going to be asking Richard for advice.
Yes, so in this lesson, we'll learn a little bit about how to give some advice and how to ask a question if you don't understand something.
Okay, sounds good. Why don't we listen to Sarah and Richard?
All right.
Hey, Richard, could you please give me some tips on taking meeting minutes?
Sure. Have a look at this copy of last week's meeting minutes. Notice the formatting?
So, it's okay if I take notes by hand?
Sure is. It's actually preferred most of the time because it's easier to jot side notes down.
Okay, so I should take attendance and note decisions made about each agenda item, right?
That's right. Oh, and don't forget to write down the date and time of the meeting.
Of course. I take it that I have to get a final draft approved before distributing it to the team?
You got it. Once it's been approved, just convert it to a PDF file and email it to everyone.
Okay, so we just heard that dialogue between Sarah and Richard. It looks like Sarah is asking Richard for some tips.
Yes, she says, could you please give me some tips? Now, tips are just advice or suggestions.
Yes, we're not talking about restaurant tips here. When you order food, we're talking about advice, like you said, Lisa. So if I'm learning something, like maybe if I'm learning a language, maybe I don't know how, maybe I'll ask, hey, Lisa, can you give me or could you give me some tips?
Yes, and if you want to add the subject or add the topic that you are talking about, then we would say tips on or tips about something.
So like tips on learning a language or tips about a topic.
Exactly. This could be like work tips or even dating tips.
Oh, yeah, dating tips. We all need some dating tips. At least I do. So in this lesson, Sarah's asking about tips on taking meeting minutes.
As we said in the intro, meeting minutes are just meeting notes. And we usually use the verb take here. Take meeting minutes.
So you could say take notes, but for meetings, we say the special word minutes, and that's really all it means.
And usually one person takes the minutes and then sends it to the rest of the group.
So what is Richard's tip here?
He says, have a look at this copies of last week's meeting minutes. Notice the formatting?
Notice the formatting. So this is a question. As you can see, there is a question mark, but he doesn't say, do you notice? We don't always need to say, do you?
Yes. It's enough to just say, notice the formatting.
Okay.
Now, notice here means, do you see this?
Usually we say notice when it's something that is hard or difficult to see. Maybe it's small. Like, for example, sometimes I see my friend when I'm walking on the street and I say, hey, friend, and I wave, but maybe my friend doesn't see me. Maybe my friend doesn't notice me because I'm far away.
Yes, he didn't see you. He didn't notice you. He was not aware of you.
Oh, yeah.
Now, often after notice, you will see the word that. I noticed that he was late. So after that, we can add a sentence.
Yes, another example, we are English teachers, and often when we check our students' work or homework, we notice that they have some spelling mistakes.
Yes, or even when we're checking our own, right?
Yes. Sometimes we notice that we have spelling mistakes too.
Okay, but here he's asking her to notice the formatting. So he wants her to look at the way that these meeting notes, that this paper is organized.
Exactly. We all take notes when we listen to our teacher in a class, and the formatting is the shape of those notes. It's the way we write them.
Exactly. Do you have titles at the top and numbers listing everything? That is a format. That is how you are formatting it.
Now, you said format and formatting. there is no real difference there, is there?
Exactly. So format is a noun and a verb, and formatting is the noun that comes from the verb.
Okay, so formatting is all about the way you write notes. Sometimes it might be on a computer, but in this case, Sarah notices something. She asks, so it's okay if I take notes by hand?
Yes, because she's looking at the formatting and she's noticing that this person has written notes by hand. And Richard says, sure is. It's actually preferred most of the time because it's easier to jot side notes down.
Okay, so there's a lot in this sentence. It's actually preferred. So you probably know the verb prefer, like I prefer chocolate ice cream more than vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, it just means that you like this more. Now, when we say that something is preferred, we means that people like this more.
Yeah, it's the same meaning in the passive voice. So most people prefer taking notes by hand. That is what the meaning is here.
Yes, but we often say it is preferred or something is preferred. For example, in many companies, email is the preferred form of communication.
Exactly, because it's fast and easy.
Yeah, and in this case, it's easier to jot side notes down.
Okay, so let's look at this little word, jot.
Yes, so jot or jot down means to write something down quickly.
Yes, so often when you meet someone, you jot down their name and you jot down their phone number, maybe, if you want a date.
Yes, exactly. So often people will say, wait, let me jot that down, or can I jot down your phone number?
Yeah, or I can ask somebody, could you jot that down?
Exactly. Now, when someone says jot down, though, they're usually referring to writing something by hand, right?
Exactly, and that could be side notes.
Yes, so side notes are notes that you add to a piece of paper or a book. For example, when I read books in university, I often wrote side notes in my textbook.
Yeah, exactly. I did that too. When I was listening to the teacher in class, I jotted down side notes on the side of the paper.
Yeah, and during a meeting, often you will have a list of things that you are talking about, and you can jot the side notes next to that list. It sounds like Sarah has another question here, and she says, okay, so I should take attendance and note decisions made about each agenda item, right?
And this is another way to make sure you understand something. So I should write. And she's talking about attendance because when a person takes meeting minutes, it's not only important to just write down what people say, it's important to write down who was there.
Exactly, and that is what the attendance is. The attendance is a list of people that were at the meeting or at a class. For example, when the students come into the classroom, the teacher takes attendance.
Yeah, so for example, Lisa.
Here.
Okay, just like that. Yes. And if somebody is not there, well, maybe they didn't attend the class.
Yes, that is the verb. To attend means to go to an event like a meeting or a class. Now, in addition to taking attendance, she should also note decisions made about each agenda item.
Sarah says the verb note. So you can say take notes or you can say the verb note. So this means take notes about decisions, and a decision just means a choice.
Exactly. We make all kinds of decisions at work. For example, we need to decide the meeting time, right? We need to make decisions for where to meet and how much to spend.
Right, but I probably would not say, oh, I need to make a decision about what to have for breakfast.
Yes, so the noun is more formal, right? In that case, I would probably just say I need to decide, not I need to make a decision.
Yeah, or I need to choose.
Yes, that's true too. Okay, but our next word here, agenda. So earlier I mentioned a list of things to talk about in the meeting, and that is what the agenda is.
Exactly. Agenda just means a plan or a schedule.
Yeah, exactly. We also use the word agenda for our personal schedule, like the little book that we write all our appointments in.
Exactly. Busy people have a lot of things on their agenda.
Now, when we're looking at a meeting agenda, they have different items, right? And these are just the lists. Like first, talk about spending. Next, talk about profits. These are different items.
Yeah, so my agenda does not have many items. Go to work and go home. Just a note here about agenda. The spelling is A-G-E-N-D-A, but we don't say agenda, we say agenda.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, actually, that's what Richard says next too, right? That's right. Oh, and don't forget to write down the date and time of the meeting.
Okay, also important things. And there's another thing that Sarah, she wants to make sure she understands. She says, I take it that, and then her sentence, I have to get a final draft approved before distributing it to the team.
Yes, so I take it that. This is our grammar point for today. This is a phrase that we use to tell people what our guess is and to check if our guess is right.
And we often use it about plans, especially at work. For example, if I don't know something, but I think I know. I could say, I take it that he won't be coming to the meeting because he's late and he's not here.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he's 30 minutes late and the meeting is 1 hour, right? Yes, and we use it a lot when we want to confirm something. For example, I take it that we'll need to change the meeting date.
Yeah, exactly. Or if my boss gives me some work, maybe I think I have to finish it today. I can say, I take it that I have to finish this today.
Yeah, exactly. Now we have a lot more examples in the grammar section, so please check that out. Let's go back to our dialogue here, though. I take it that I have to get a final draft approved.
Okay, when we write an essay or a report at work, usually we write the first one, but it has some mistakes, so we have to change it. And that's what this is all about. A final draft is the report or the essay that is ready. It's finished.
Yes, so the first time you write it is the first draft. Maybe you write it again, that could be your second draft. And when you are finally finished, that is your final draft.
We've all done this in university, the first draft, second draft, and final draft. Then we give it to the teacher.
Yes, because the teacher needs to approve it. So to approve something means to say that it is okay, it's good. And usually bosses approve things. For example, if there are any changes to a project, the boss has to approve the changes.
Yeah, and we often use this word with decisions. The boss always has to approve a decision to maybe start a new project at work.
Yeah, they also have to approve your vacation time.
Yes, exactly. You have to get approval for your vacation.
Yes. Now, Richard says, you got it to Sarah. Once it's approved, just convert it to a PDF file and email it to everyone.
Okay, so we've got a couple words here, convert and also PDF file. Let's look at convert first.
To convert means to change one form to another form. For example, you could convert a doc file to a PDF file.
Yes, maybe we want to change it or convert it to a different file.
Yeah, or when we're looking at numbers like miles and kilometers, sometimes we need to convert miles into kilometers.
Yeah. In America, they use miles. In Canada and everywhere else, they use kilometers, so we have to convert them.
Yeah, we can use it for other things as well. For example, I could convert the second bedroom in my house into an office.
Ooh, a nice home office. That sounds great. Now, in this sentence, Richard says just convert it to, but he could also say just convert it into.
Yes, exactly. It has the same meaning here. All right, but that is the end of our dialogue for today. Lots of tips and advice here.
That's right. So let us know if you have ever taken meeting minutes or what other tips you might have about taking notes.
Yes, and let us know if you prefer to take notes by hand or on the computer. Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll catch you again next time.
Talk to you later.
Tips. Meeting minutes. Notice. Formatting. Preferred. Jot. Side notes. Attendance. Decisions. Agenda. Final draft. Approved. Convert.